Good morning. It's Monday. It's business hours. And we are back to pretty much work. We're back to seeing what this market is going to do, what the market is going to be basically giving us this week. It's a whole new week. Whatever happened last week, it is now over and done. Whatever mistakes you did, that is now in the past. Whatever good things you did, now you have to replicate that. So, it's another week, fresh start, fresh week at life. Another freaking Monday, and we're alive. You got to be excited. If you don't wake up with excitement in your soul and in your blood, there is no hope for you today. Okay, you have to wake up excited. That's right, Mega Money Monday. I should actually be changing my title. I do like these catchy titles. And I always talk about these things and I never really name them. I'm gonna actually do this. It is really, really catchy. All right, there we go. So today's another day. I already got a plan. I mean, since yesterday, since Friday, actually, since market closed, I already knew where I'm going to be buying. I already know what I want to be doing in terms of selling as well. I want to try to stay a little bit flexible and watch me say that. And this week, it's just going to be the pump that I was looking for last week. But anyways, we got to try to stay flexible a little bit. I don't want to just get caught up basically just buying every single dip, like for example over here, right? Try to give this some space. Understand that we just had a nice rally pretty much all night since the market opened up on Sunday. So you do have to be a little bit careful, right? Like, look at this. It's just been a complete uptrend. And I told myself, I'm like, I should be buying this right before going to sleep. Of course, I did not. So, I mean, you miss out on this whole thing. It's kind of frustrating. It's very annoying. But at the end of the day, there's one thing that you can take away if you were considering to buy there, or if you did buy. The one thing you can pat yourself in the back with is that you are buying with the trend. You weren't shorting. Because I can guarantee you that there was a lot of people over the weekend that pretty much said or thought to themselves that we were potentially going to be selling. You can see at the bottom chart right here, I got my hourly chart. I'm going to be switching that to the daily. You have to understand that thesis and your idea of the market shouldn't come from a 2-minute chart, or it shouldn't come from one day of selling. Okay, so just hammer that in your own head. Like, look at the 3 days we had: red day, red day, red day. 3 red days in a row. And then what did we do on Sunday open to right now? We are almost right back up to the high of Friday. So that whole sell-off that we had on Friday has almost been bought back again. So it's kind of like we're going to be opening up at square one. Basically, the whole sell-off becomes basically another dip. And that's very bullish for the market. That's a very good sign. But at the end of the day, it's like, when you're down here, are you going to short? Like, are you really going to short? I mean, you can. I'm sure that there were people who placed shorts overnight, right? Who pretty much went into the weekend short. There was a lot of probably contracts that were on the short bias side, option traders who were shorting the market as well, right? But again, just that simple idea of buying with the trend would have kept you out of this freaking squeeze, right? So instead of just shorting, why not just buy with the trend, right? Again, you're not it's tricky. I get fooled sometimes too, buying into every dip. So that's where my mistake comes in, where I basically just want to buy every dip. But I do that because I often realize and I often know that market will bounce typically at least 5 to 10 points per support, right? Obviously, sometimes it's nice to see those like 15-point bounces plus, but it's not going to happen every single time, right? And that's my mistake that I've been doing the past 2 weeks. But anyways, that doesn't matter. That's last 2 weeks mistakes. That's not this week. I got now a fancy trade counter up there. So if you ever see me pass that 4 trade mark, I'm not following my own rules, and that's gonna be, I would say, not what it looks like in terms of embarrassing, because I don't care about that, but rather about being disciplined. We instill rules as traders to follow. It is not to just say that we have certain rules and then blow them because of certain emotions, right? At the end of the day, we have to stick to our plan. And the plan is very simple for me today. It's as simple as it gets. because trading doesn't have to be overcomplicated. The moment you start to make it complicated, that's when trading will go in the wrong scenario for you. I mean, even with the plan, it can already go bad for you. So understand that at least with a plan, you have some chance of making money. Without a plan, you're just gambling, you're guessing, and I mean, there's just no hope for you at that point. So, very simple plan today. It's as simple as it gets. We have to be careful a little bit because we do have this gap here at the 82.70, actually a little bit higher, I would say. So we got this gap that we closed on Friday at 84. So I'm going to put this with a yellow line here. That's the gap, 84. You can see this on a 15-minute chart that I'm looking at right here. You can see this right there, right? That's the gap. That's where we close on Friday. Today, we are opening up all the way up here at the 21, which is a key level. It's pretty, I would say, obvious in my opinion why this is a key level. Let me pretty much show you why. It's as simple as it gets. So this was a key level for very simple reasons. It's the level that we broke down from. So you can see here, we pretty much break below. We attempt to keep price above there. We get denied at a trend line, and then we break with strength, and it just became a waterfall there from Friday. And that's the chop. That's resistance. This is proven resistance. So very simple plan. Above here, above these levels, if price were to basically come back above these levels, we are still going to be very bullish. We are still going to be pushing, and I don't care about gaps at that point. So it doesn't, like, I'm not going to be shorting above 24 or 25. It doesn't make sense. I don't care if there's a big gap. I just want you to understand that there is a gap, right? To keep the plan very simple. Below here, if let's say we open up here and we attempt to bounce out of this range, and then we go lower and then we fail that range and becomes a trap to the upside, then we could potentially work our way lower to fill that gap at the 84. Which if we did, let's just assume we were to waterfall all the way down to 84 at open, like with a very nice sell, I would not be short that 84. I would probably be buying that 84. So understand that there's that potential for a gap fill, but above 24.25, I don't really care about no gap. I'm just going to be buying with the trend. And this is very constructive to see right before market opens on up, which is right here below the 24 area and 25-ish area, 26 as well. Well, 25.75. But you get what I'm saying, right? There's a resistance right now, right up here. This is all resistance. Is it coincidence that we are consolidating here? I don't think so. I think market is just trying to accept price here, and it's either going to rip at open or it's going to have a pullback at open. Again, I don't want to be overly bullish either because it is Monday. It can chop around, right? Like I said, it could trap to the upside. It could trap to the downside. So this could be a potential playground for the next hour or two until the market decides where it wants to go. But the idea is simple. Above here, I'm looking for longs. Below here, I'll be potentially looking for shorts, but not at the first dip. I need to see some form of dump and then some attempt to basically get back above that area and get rejected. I don't want to just be shorting because price came lower here. Like you see here, if you had shorted here just because price broke below, well, then you would have been getting torn apart right now, right? So it's best to just let it decide, let it consolidate a little bit longer. That would be the best case scenario for me. I don't want to see right now this thing just start ripping to 30 because that kind of, you know, it gets a little bit more dicey as things play out and as higher price goes. But again, I'm looking for opportunities on the long side and potentially to the downside if we were to break down and then attempt to reclaim this area. And failure to do so would in turn make me react with shorts. Very simple plan. It's as simple as I can put it. Below here, you want to maybe potentially fill the gap. Above here, we want to go higher. That's as simple as I can put it. There is no magical thing to it. I already went over why this area is so key. Very important area, in my opinion. And another thing to note, just for me to have, I don't delete the streams, right? If we were to get back above this 24 to 30 area and we consolidate above here for whatever long the market requires, right? Basically, I would at that point almost guarantee, or not guarantee, because nothing's guaranteed in the market, so I'll take back that word. But I will be saying that we are going to be pushing to those highs at the 57.25. That yellow golden line is the current all-time high that we want to basically get back above. It's a magnet, right? And we want to just push higher from there as well. Yes, I am bullish on the price, but I mean, why would I not be? Like, look at this. First real dip that the market puts in on Friday, it gets all bought up overnight from Sunday. Like, price, it's very, very bullish altogether. If we were very bearish, well, then maybe we would have been dipping lower, right? And melting through supports, but we aren't. We're bouncing from supports. So understand market psychology, understand trend, and understand the only thing that really matters in the market, which is price. Price is king. There's no indicators that I use. There's no indicators that I think that you can use yourself to pretty much try to predict where market is going to be going. So that's the plan. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. That's what I'm doing. It's just I talk about it so it stays recorded, stays on the stream, and then we nail that plan. Then we walk away, and there's nothing else to do. So just be wary. I already talked about the gap. Be careful. Again, you know the plan now. My plan, at least. And then you got to figure out where you want to trade it, or if you want to trade against exactly what I just said. Because last week you would have done better. Last week I did have a red week. It was on the combine, so I mean it's okay, but it's not okay because, well, I after years of pretty much trading and looking back, thinking back for many years, like you feel like you would be doing. I feel like I would be doing better trading combines, but it is what it is. I mean, all traders are gonna have red weeks, red days, and right. It's part of the game. The question is, can you stick through it? And most importantly, can you lose an amount that you can afford? So, for example, on my XFAs, I didn't lose anything. What did it cost me? The combines, right? I think I lost two of them. So it is what it is. But that's still what, $120 Canadian. I spend more on stupid things than it is on combines, right? So for me, it's not a big deal, but I understand that maybe to you it could be, right? So you have to instill discipline with your trading. If you can afford one combine a month or whatever, just understand your own financial situation is what I'm saying, right? The more financially stable you are, the more money you make, the more aggressive you can get with these combines, and right, that's just always the case, right? But that's my plan. I want to see this thing base. Maybe if we can stick below here, it would probably be best for me. So like that, some consolidation in between here. Market opens on up. I would buy at around 20 with some strength and then continue this push higher. I don't want to see price just continue to rally. As good as the trend is pointing higher, remember, we could still dip and go fill that gap, right? Or we can dip and test some supports down here and then look for the move higher. But very simple. Above here, I want to be long. Below here, I want to see a nice little sell. Attempts to break back into the range with some denials. And that's where I'm going to be looking for a short. But right now, I'm not looking for short. I'm just trying to get in long. I should have probably taken this long here already. But this is the hard part with trading, right? Could have, would have, should have. And it's like it's Monday. I know that we are just basically dying to get into a trade so that we can, make money, right? It is Monday though. You gotta understand that, right? As much as I can think that market's gonna push or sell, or anybody can think that, it can just chop around, right? Can continue to consolidate inside this area, which would be constructive. It would be constructive for the market. So I am low. I'm looking for longs though. I'm not looking for shorts. I think shorting is a loser's game. All in all. I think that if you do short, take profit quick. Don't be too greedy. But for example, if I were long, I would never have guts to just say, I'm gonna buy this thing overnight and hold it. Well, if I'd done that, which I thought about it, it would have not been a crazy trade. I would have been waking up here showing you the trade, and it would have looked good, right? But at the end of the day, on the flip side, I do not like shorting. I don't know if I'll ever consider shorting overnight. As good as some might work, I just don't do it. I'm not too comfortable doing that. If I buy and I lose overnight, I would feel like I can at least sleep better because I feel like there's better chances. With a short, I don't know. It would be nice to see this thing kind of come back, consolidate, and basically just hit 20 again. You got to understand price, right? Like, I don't want this thing to just continue to rip. I do know, I think we want to rip, right? But I need also a right entry, and I want to see some consolidating happening in here. But either way, I want to get long. If I'd open, this thing just starts freaking ripping. Maybe it's a good add on strength, right? But again, every single tick higher and every single buy that you do that is higher above these levels, it becomes riskier because any little pullback is healthy, all right? And you'll be probably getting stopped out on the pullback. So that's why for me it's gonna have to be a patience game today. I want to see this consolidate. Very simple, buying above 20. I hope that that was a very simple plan in how I view the market. If it didn't make sense, well, I apologize for that, but I try to keep it simple. There's bigger reasons why this area is also pretty important, but I'm not gonna go into that. That's not for the stream. I'm gonna go start my coffee. Give me a second, but look what we got today. I figured because overall, when I'm trading, like without the streams, I listen to music. So I went to pick these up, and now we got music. So I'm gonna go start my coffee, and I will be right back. But what about you guys? What do you guys think? Are we gonna sell today? Is this bounce gonna be sold into, or are we gonna be potentially pushing, or are we gonna just consolidate at open? What is your thought? What is your belief? What are you gonna be doing? Are you gonna be fading what I'm saying, or are you gonna be buying with the trend? Let's hear it. Let's hear it. I want to hear someone's plan. You think we're gonna sell? We could. We could. We could. We very easily could. Like, I want to buy above those levels I talked about. But look at this. This is such a it's a massive push overnight. So yes, we could potentially dip. Yeah. So you're betting we're gonna be short. We're gonna be selling. Now, if I may ask, you're saying we're gonna sell. Where would you want to be shorted? Yeah, see, predicting is a key kind of. It can be a dangerous game because predicting, it's better to react. That's what I'm saying. For me, it's gonna have to be like I said. If we dip below 20, and then we see denials of price basically coming up and getting stuck there, that's where I want to react with a short. But I don't want to just short here right now because I want to predict the market will pull back. You're going long right here, right now. Hey, it could work. I hope it works out for you. I will cheer you on. Although it's not quite where I would be interested in buying, to be honest with you, but okay, okay. I thought you were hopping along here. I'm like, hey, you're feeling bullish. I thought I was the boy here, but you feeling bullish. Yeah, I'll be back. I'm gonna get my coffee started. Give me a second. Okay, we're back. Something else I wanted to talk about is actually on Wednesday we're gonna have pretty important news. Hey, I hope you guys can't hear my music. I tested this out. It shouldn't play for you guys. It should only play for me. So if you can hear my music though, you need to let me know so I can, stop it and you don't hear my Spanish music. What's going on here though? It doesn't sound like how I tested it. Good. That's good. Next thing you know, it'll be like a festival here. Yeah, I should be fine. I just can't really hear myself too well. I should be hearing more of myself. So yeah, so you can see that right there, that 22. I don't know, it's a little bit dicey for me here. I can't really hear my. I do gotta say though, this music is. It does get me upbeat. It's good to keep you calm, relaxed, getting ready for this pump. If it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. 15-minute chart. Look at this. Look at this squeeze though. My God, what a beauty. I should have bought this thing. God. Look at this. Wow. And it's like I can almost guarantee that if I bought this, market would have sold off. It would have been the opposite way. Look at that gap we're leaving to the upside. Oh, well, to the downside. I mean, we're opening up all the way up here. Wow. Hey, I've already seen crazier gaps never filled yet. Since back in November, there's still gaps. So I don't trade the gaps. Like I said, if we're gonna fill that gap, we first step would have to be on the 15-minute time frame. You can see this right here. We would need to break this level down first. This is first step to filling the gap, which is what level? That 19-20 area. So that's why I'm saying I want to see some selling at open and then some attempts to reclaim this area. So, AKA turning support into resistance. Right now, we are looking like we are base building. We are looking like we are essentially just building a base above resistance, reclaiming the area. As you can see this right here, this is very nice constructive work right here. So, if we dip back below that 20 area, that's where I want to buy. So I want to potentially see a nice dip, reclaim, and I'll be buying at that point. We'll see what happens. Market's gonna open up at 9:30. Obviously, we have 5 minutes. So make your plan, follow your plan, stick to it. It is Monday, can be choppy, so don't be too excited as well, right? Try to work with price, see what it's gonna do, and react. Don't predict. That's my 2 cents on that. But remember too, I expect maybe today to be a sort of good day. I don't know at what time. It could pick up later on after 10. But on Wednesday, there's very important news. So be wary of that. I'll pull this up right here, right now for you to see. So on Wednesday is going to be the decision or projection of the rates by the by the Feds. So be careful. That's the 20th. I checked this morning. Yeah, so the 20, where is it? I think it's at 2 o'clock. It's always at that time. Yeah. So Fed rate decision, that's basically gonna be very important, right? Like we're gonna want well, the market is expecting a cut or the same. Obviously, this time around, maybe keep it the same. But I was reading how the market is expecting the first cut around June or July. I could be wrong on those dates, but this year they are expecting for the Fed to start cutting. I don't know if they will. It doesn't really matter, but just understand that this could be a very decisive and key day for the market, whether we're going to be pushing to new highs or building another leg lower. But either way, this is the big news for you to always keep in mind that if you are trading on Wednesday, you don't want to be hopping in long or short very heavy because the market's gonna. I've already traded on days where the market on those specific days it can be very nice, and then at the news it can be very bad, or vice versa. It can be very bad um, before the news, and then once the news gets released, it'll be very nice. So Wednesday, I'll probably not trade in the morning. Might just wait for that FOMC meeting at 2 p.m. That's when it might be interesting. So I won't be trading in the morning, and that's when market typically will be more volatile, right at 2 o'clock. So, but it is more riskier, right? So that's the only downside to it. As anything, more volatility means higher risk. I was missing this music. The music, I missed it. Market's gonna open up soon. Very soon. Very simple plan. We break below here, and we can turn this area into resistance. I'll be short. If we can continue to bounce from this bottom area and maybe one last dip and reclaim, I will be long. Either way, my area of engagement is down here. Here is where I want to be doing whatever it is I want to do. Short, long, it's down here. I could buy here, take the extra risk, but not on a Monday, not today, right now. We got 4 trades that we can do. They're right up there. You can see that we're at 0 out of 4. We have not made any trades. At 4, walk away. I'm walking away. I'm instilling more discipline into the streams because I was getting a little bit wild. I was just like, I'm trading combines again, baby. We're going to go long. We're going to go short. We are going to do it all in the same candle. If the candle lets me go long, short at the same time, we're going to do it. That was last week. That mentality is gone. That's the loser mentality. Do not adapt that mentality. I'm leaning to the upside. I know we've been pushing. I already know them bears are already getting all excited. Again, they're like, oh, we're going to sell this pump again. Maybe they will win. Maybe. But I think they had their shot. And if they didn't take it, they didn't take it since Friday, Thursday, and Wednesday. Well, too bad. Too bad. Let's see. Market's going to open up in a minute and whatever, 10 seconds. So be ready. React. Don't predict. That's my key level. So I already know that I can engage here, right? If we were to dip below and start a massive sell and we get to like 16 or even lower, I'm not going to do nothing. I'm not going to sell. And I'm not going to buy. I'm not going to do nothing. Market's going to open up. This thing is looking pumpy. It's looking pumpy. You know pumpy? Pumpy? Yeah, it's looking pumpy. Oh my God, why didn't I buy long? Fuck. It's Monday. I'm trying to instill discipline here, yes? All right? We're trying hard. Okay? We're trying very hard. Market's going to open up in 15 seconds. This thing's already looking bumpy. Bumpy. Come on. You should have given me that 20 entry. This thing is not looking shorting and going like it's going to go lower, in my opinion. Okay, before this craziness happens, I might already get in long one. I'm buying very high. I understand that. Come on. Let's see what you're going to do, baby. We got to get going. We have to hold that 24. I do not want price to get back up below 24. Matter of fact, I'm already going to put my stop down here. Whoa, what's happened with that? See, all these, I'm getting some rejections here because I'm trying to use my copy trader and it ain't working so far. So, no good. That's why I'm using the copy trader with the parent company. I mean, a parent account, which is this one here, and I'm trading the copy one on the practice one. And today it's not working, so it's no good. I can't be trading my real XFAs with a copy trader that doesn't work. We're getting close to that trend line at the 29. Look at this right here. You see that 15-minute chart? That blue line I got up here. That 29 is going to be a key area where we could potentially get denied, so be very careful. I'm going to be going break even as soon as we can push a little bit more. A little bit more and I can go break even. Break even. I'm not gonna. It's a Monday. I want to take it very easy. If I get broken even, I'm fine. It probably might end up dipping just to basically rip higher. To anybody that was shorting this move from here, right now I don't really care what happens anymore. I'm already at break even. But if you were thinking that this thing was gonna sell off, like I said, above that 24, I gotta be looking for longs. Right now, what I'm worried about is if we can potentially dip and turn exactly 24 into further support. And I can get a better entry at that point, right? That's the only thing I'm thinking. So, but again, right idea. Above 2024, this is a ripper. This thing wants to go higher. Below here, we're looking for shorts. We react. You saw price open up and just started squeezing. So then you react with a long. What did I say? Come on. This is so... Like it can be simple. Trading can be simple. Don't overcomplicate this thing. All right? Do not. Do not. It's a key area. You can take profit. I can take profit if I want. I'm not taking shit. This thing is running and I'm going to leave it on. I'm only long one. I'm going to leave this thing on as long as it wants to go. I think our first pit stop right now is going to have to be this 36 level. Why 36? I'm not going to get into the whole thing right now, but I just understand that 36 is the first level of resistance. Big one. Look at this. 15-minute chart. Very freaking simple. If we can get up there, this is going to be the first level. 34 to 36 area. I will color that in yellow. You can see that there. And we have another one right here. So it's like a key area, right? Again, it's like it's a box, okay? It's not a line. Look at this. This is the way I see the market. So that's going to be a key level. Again, can we go up there right here, right now? I'm not sure. But I understand that at that level, we could potentially start to head on lower, right? Reverse. Come on. Come on. It was too simple at open. It was too simple. Oh, it was a very simple trade. I got long and I said it. I do not want price to get below 24. We consolidate this area and we push higher. We break out of this box. We do not want to get back into it. Look at it. This is the consolidation area. We don't want to head on lower. That's it. I just should have been in on heavier. Does it make sense or it doesn't make sense? I don't know. Have a plan. Trade that plan. Simple. Now I want to see the same thing. Another tight consolidating range if we are going to consolidate. It's got to stay above 30. I don't want price to come back lower. I do not. If it does, I get broken even and I'll walk away. I don't care. It's fine. But we're going to be updating this thing. We are now in trade number 1. One out of 4. This thing is just ripping. Holy cow. I'm gonna leave this one runner to. Oh my god, how much higher? Oh, come on. Oh, come on. This is too good. And we got the music today. I'm still not taking profit. I am getting greedy. We are going to push to that 36 level. That's what I think. When, how, I do not know. So I want to be a little bit careful, right? Just to not get too overly greedy. But Miss Elizabeth, you thought we were going to be dipping. And like I said, we could, right? But this is a perfect example of why you want to react to the market. Because I don't know if you traded already or not, but it was a very simple trade, right? Like below here, we react with shorts. Above here, I reacted with longs, right? So if you were waiting for a dip, it's you probably won't have a trade, right? And if you want a FOMO right now up here, it can be difficult. Ah, okay. Yeah, nice. Well, at least that's a good thing, right? I'm not taking profit. I'm leaving this thing. But I'm not judging. I'm just simply stating that, like we want to react to whatever price is going to be doing. Price is king, so we react to it. We don't want to predict it. Like I said, below here, I would have reacted with shorts. Above here, I want to react with longs. Simple as that. Yes, I just added another one long. Correct. I just added, you saw me add another one. We have to hover above that 30 level. We have to hold that level. If we cannot hold it, well then, it is what it is. I'll break even on it. Can't lose nothing. I cannot lose. So I'll take the trade. I'll take the freebie. I would have not traded that level here. So if you're not long already from the bottom, I would have not done it. I'm just simply stating that if it wants to dip below, I'll just pick it up when it dips below. Yes, I get it. My practice account is not working. This thing is sending me a lot of rejections from my copy trading. How much room do I want to give this? I don't want to give this any room. Hold on. Because right now my average kind of sucks. I'm adding at that 30. As long as we're holding above that 26, I'll be okay with staying long. Yeah. Right now I'm long too. Like I said, I added another one there. If you didn't have one from the bottom, there was no need for you to be adding. Okay, this thing's starting to annoy me. This copy trading stuff. It's not working today for me. Well, the copy trading, right? This is the parent company that the parent. I don't know why I keep saying company. The parent account. I'm going to take one out at 36. Like I said, I added one there at the dip at 30. So I'm going to be taking one out at 36, and then I'll be leaving one as a runner if she wants to give me that. See that there? If not, I'll break even on this trade. Not a big deal. It's one of those things where you had to be in from the bottom heavy, but it is Monday, so I did not want to just jump right in with 5 contracts. It's good consolidating around here. This is exactly what I said. We want to see consolidating in between here so that we can make our way to those fresh highs. That fresh high is at 57.25. Yo, mi amor, ¿qué debo hacer? Come on, let's hold this 30 level. Yes, don't be dipping back. She's starting to dip, so I'm gonna have to take it out at 29 if she doesn't want to go higher right now. Fuck. Break even. Doesn't matter. I'm taking it easy today. I don't want to be just jumping in long. This was the right way to be trading here, right here. But it happens. I should have been long 5 from down here. I just got more greedy. I thought we could potentially be pushing off higher. Like I said, there was no need for anybody to trade up here. The real trade is down here. If we can dip below and then come back to that 24 area, I'll be very interested to take longs again. So that could work for me. Oh my god, this thing just went to take me out and it's already pumping higher. Are you kidding? I'm staying out of this. That's fine. I don't mind taking trades like this. Like in my XFAs, I would be completely fine with this. I'm not chasing price. Do not chase price just because it looks like we're going to be pushing up higher. Don't do this. Don't do this to yourself. We're better off building a base above. So I want to see this rip and then build a base above. Kind of the same thing we did here. It's rinse and repeat. Same process, same everything. This has to be multiplied up here in order for us to be pushing to those fresh highs above at the 57. 57.25, you got to understand, I see it as a magnet, right? So, oh my God, are you kidding? It went to take me out. This is the days that it's like, we're pushing so beautifully. I should have just gone heavy at open. If it was Friday, I would have gone heavier at open, but no. Again, right idea, not the best execution with that break-even trade, but at the end of the day, we got the right idea. We weren't on the wrong side of the trade, so we can pat ourselves on the back for that and tell yourself that you at least read it right, that you didn't short up here, or you didn't short here, you didn't short here. That deserves credit, and the only one that's going to give you credit is yourself, so make sure you give it to yourself. This thing wants to go to that freaking 36. The 15-minute candle is about to close in 2 minutes. See that there? So this is a key level. Like I said, that 36 area. So we either got to start pushing or we're going to be heading on back to this range. Market does not want to get back into that 28, 29 area. I think we're better off for the market to hover above 30. But I'm not going to try to tell the market what to do. I'm simply going to react with what the market is going to do. If we close that 15-minute candle above 30, that would be a very good sign for the bulls. In my opinion, if we head back lower into this area, 28, it's not going to be the best, but it's still, again, we want to try to not predict the market, but try to see different scenarios for it, right? Above here, I really like it. Below here, it becomes a little bit dicier because we could be heading on back to retest that 24 area, which would still be fine. But understand that below 30 on the 15-minute candle, we might want to go retest that 24 level. You can see we're dipping back into that trend line I got drawn up. See price is returning. We got to get a nice push above out of this area. Right here, right now would be nice. Away, away. I'm going to drag this in here. It's just, fuck, it's... Look at this. Again, I don't trade the gaps, but it's just, fuck, it's... That gap to the downside is freaking juicy. I don't want to be caught overly bullish here right now. Because I would have bought that 30. I would have bought it for sure. I just want to see where the first 15-minute candle is going to close. You can see we're trying to push back above. But again, until it closes, I have no confirmation. Sorry, the water bottle was right there. I have no confirmation until that 15-minute candle closes. So I must wait. We are going to be closing it. We just closed this. So we closed right on that borderline of 30. So, I don't know. I could take the long of 30, but it's a little bit dicey in my opinion. I think we might want to retest that 24. This is the real buy area. My engagement area is here and here. Even though I think we're going to be pushing off higher, I think we might want to consolidate this a little bit. The only way to have bought this is at that 30 level. If I bought that 30 level, I would be at break even already. I wouldn't have given this too much space. Because you see, we're consolidating this area right here, right now. I'm going to go get my coffee. I'm okay with waiting for a better entry. That is fine. If this thing wants to continue ripping, let it rip. There's always another setup. How did it know? How did the market know? I walk away. This thing's already starting to look pushy. Pushy. Don't be buying here, though. I mean, buy it, but have yourself a break even or do whatever you want. I'm not a financial advisor. So all I'm saying is I'm waiting for a little bit more of a dip. Any trades for you? Any trades for you so far? Has anybody traded this? I traded this beautifully here. It was too good of a trade here, but of course, as things with my life, sometimes I don't take profit. Missed my shot, yeah. Missed. I like that idea of a missed. Again, I feel the same way. Trust me, every single day. But the more I trade, the more I start to realize that you don't really miss anything. So we just gotta wait for another setup. For me, it's gonna have to be hovering above 24. If we break below 24, I mean, it becomes a little bit trickier. And then if we break below 20, we might want to go fill that gap. Remember the gap, right? But I will be willing to bid 24 level if we can get down there. But it is not looking like we might get that level. Let's find out. Let's see. The SPY is breaking below the VWAP. NQ is looking like a breakdown trade potentially. So it's not looking the best, but I might still be willing to give that 24 a shot if we can get it. Look, because of what happened the last few days, I normally would have bought this here already, but I want to give this some time and to see, because I've been buying supports and I've been getting wrecked. So I'm gonna just wait for this candle to close, and I'm gonna wait to see if we can consolidate a little bit before buying or a trap. I don't want to just be bidding here right now, but I would have bought that level before. You see, this was kind of the high right here, and then we are essentially back testing. We break above, we back test. I would have bought that there. I would have probably had my stop already at break even. I wouldn't have given it a long leash. So understand the way I would have traded as well, right? I'm saying I would have bought that, but because of how I've been getting wrecked at supports, I would have just been. I'm more cautious today, right? I want to be a little bit. I want to give the trade essentially more time to tell me that yes, we are going to be holding this area, not a simple touch and bounce, right? But typically, I will be aggressive and I'll just buy it at that touch. But the idea of why this is a good, why I would have potentially taken this trade is because this was resistance from the right at that 812. We break below or we come back lower. You see with this consolidation range, we're breaking above it. We back tested right to the tick. You see that? This line was here since I started streaming, almost, I think. You can see that right where we bounced from. Is it coincidence that we bounced right from there? If we get a nice push now up higher, I'm going to be feeling a little bit FOMO, pissed off that I didn't take it. Not pissed off, but whatever. Like, you got what I'm saying, right? Like, I'm gonna have some emotion towards the trade. But the reason of why I would have traded that is a very simple one, because we're back testing where we're breaking below from. I mean, where we broke above, if that makes sense, right? This line, I didn't just draw it now. It's been here. This box has been here. What the fuck is calling me right now? It's 9:30 on a Monday. Now, I'm gonna try one of here. Okay, my stop will be right below here. My stop is gonna be right below, right here, 24.75, right below this candle here. If we can get a nice squeeze from here, would be nice. What's going on with this refusing? I'm turning this thing off. I don't even know. Like, I gotta figure this thing out. All the orders that are going through to the other account are getting rejected. What's going on with this thing? Stop. That's not good news though for my copy trading future with my XFAs. That's no good. Whoops. Not there. I want it right here. One tick below that lower wick of that previous candle where we're breaking out from. If we break below here, my stop is there. I get stopped out because at that point, my trade is invalid. I did kind of have maybe a bad entry there, right, in hindsight. But everything in trading is always hindsight, right? Like I said, potentially that 24 area would have still been a buy area for me. So it's going to suck if we do pull all the way back into that 24 area because we might just end up bouncing right from my stop. That's no good. Let's see. I can always get back in. I'm not going to give this a bigger stop than it needs to be. We're going to hold this area. We're going to hold this area. Or else I would be waiting like I've been talking about. That 24 level and that 20 level. Those are key levels. Below that, down. We might be going down. We are now going to be updating this because we are in trade number 2. Boom. Updated. I should have maybe waited for that 24 like I've been talking about. I just thought, well, I thought we were probably going to bounce from there, but why I thought so was because of a very simple idea. We broke above this resistance. We back tested. We have a nice bounce, but it ain't looking like we're going to be bouncing from there again. So first time you typically works, and you never know how much it might bounce, right? Second time, third time, now we're on the third, so it can be a little bit more dicey, but I still like the area. Again, the area is the main level here. 2450. Beautiful. We're holding so far. Another thing why I liked my stop at 2450, you can see clearly here the low of that candle, the previous candle, the 15-minute candle, I should say, is 2475. So my stop is one tick below it. Pretty straightforward, right? So 15-minute candle, one tick lower. I'm just going to be a little bit like frustrated if it does go all the way down to 24 and then bounce right from there. But that's always the case with trading. The earlier you want to get in so you don't miss out, the more you might have to hold through drawdown, right? But like I said, I'm still looking for longs. I'm not looking for shorts until the market tells me that we are going to be going lower. I don't want to predict the dip. I want to just continue to buy the push. The dollar is pushing higher, which is not too good for me. Could be an early sign of a pullback in ES. So not the best when you're in a long. You don't want to see the dollar basically starting to rip. Again, I'm not trading because of the dollar. I'm not going to be shorting because of the dollar, but it's just, we might want to be pulling back a little bit. So but as long as we keep holding this level, we hold that 15-minute low range, I'm still okay in my trade. Like I said, it's just gonna suck if we go to test that 24. Man, oh man, boy was I early a bit, because we could get a bounce from 24. Let me see. So that's 24. Let me see how price is gonna react off there. We have to hold that level. I would not want price to be dipping below there. So far, it's holding up. Nice bounce. You can see that there. It went right to that 24 area and it pushed right back up, which is why I moved my stop lower, right? Because I had this feeling that market was going to go to that 24. And all I was going to do was give my stop for no reason, because my stop was at 24.50, right? Now, the key thing here is we must hold this area, 24. If you were more patient than me, you would have been long 24, and I would have probably had my stop already at break even. You were already rewarded with a couple points, right? Let's get a nice push of this support. Yes, don't be like this. Because I've been getting a little bit wrecked, I don't want to be too excited. Because any other time I would have bought another one here. But fuck. Not gonna hold this shit. It's that gap potential. It's always worrying when there's a big gap. Because you already know that it could get filled, right? Fuck. Basically, my setup that I like to see is happening right now. So this is going to be the third trade. Probably my last one after this. I don't really understand what's going on. So I might just leave it after this, regardless of what happens. We have to hold this 24. This is kind of like my actual setup that I should have been waiting for. So I took that other loss. If it breaks below it and stops me out now, I am going to probably just not trade anymore. Because like I said, after this, we could get a bounce. And if we don't, well, then I'm going to take a step back. And I'm not going to trade anymore. I'm adding another one as long as we're above this 24. So I'm long 2 now. This is going to be my last trade. I'm not going to do that fourth. That's just the, you know, max that I could do. But this is going to be my last one. I do like this little trap here. If we break below, I'm just not understanding price right now with this level. So maybe wants to consolidate further, at which case I'm not going to be trading anymore. As long as we're above this little wick right here, I'm okay with holding this. Maybe she wants to go back into that 20 range. Like I said, it's just tricky because there's that big gap. We've been pushing and pushing all night, so just a little bit tricky. But good thing we got music now. We can be more patient. I might add another one if we start ripping above here, but we'll see. We have to wait. We gotta give it some space. Because it's either gonna break this trend and continue to break the other trend, or it's just gonna continue trending lower. At which case, like I said, I'll be out of here. I'm not gonna be blowing up no accounts unnecessarily. This is support, so we have to hold. We gotta hold it. Right? We gotta hold, right? And if we don't, we don't. That's fine. It's part of trading. You gotta take risk where you feel like there's risk, there's worth the risk to take, and when you don't, then you don't. You don't take no risk. I'm long 2, like I said. I did add another one. But we got to start pushing. This is not looking the best. We got to start to break this trend. We got to get a nice push to backtest that 30 level if she won't. But this is that trade I should have waited for instead of buying up here. I should have just waited for that 24 level. Would have been a better wait. And she still might not even hold, right? So that's why I'm saying, like, at least here it makes more sense for me to take risk. I don't know if there's any news at 10, but as long as this level holds, it doesn't really matter what happens. In terms of news, as long as this level continues to hold, my bias is long. Long. Yeah, there was some new housing start numbers at 10, but didn't really move the market altogether, so. Come on, ES. Are we gonna dip or are we gonna rip? Show us the next move. Hourly candles are looking maybe a little bit exhausted, but maybe not. Who knows? The 15-minute chart, we did dip back into that trend line, which is not pretty. So if we do head on back to that 30, I might want to consider taking it all out. Or we might just end up and cracking here. Like I said on the pre-plan, below here, we want to break this. Bears want to break this to basically start the next dip lower and potentially fill that gap. But until we do that, I must stay with the trend. I must stay on the bull side. We are in trade number 3 with 2 contracts. I am on the last trade I'll be doing on the stream, because this is really this is really my plan, right? Pre-plan. Above 24, I want to buy long. Simple. There's no other thing that I should be doing on stream. I am long 2. I'm not lying. I really am long 2, okay? I've been talking about this 24 level since the stream started, so don't tell me that I'm just gambling here, all right? Qué lástima. Like I said, at that 30 level, I might want to consider taking some out. Or definitely both of them out. If not, at least one minimum. I'm not going to be holding this thing forever. We're breaking that trend. We're breaking lots of little internal trends, which is good for me, right? But the key here is we don't want to just break. We want to break and close the candles above. Oh, yeah. We got to close above. Maybe get a nice little pullback just to up here. I do not want price to be coming back to that 24. You can clearly see this defined bear flag here as well. Get that bear flag out of my chart. I just added another one there. I am long 3 now. It's either we're going to go 30 or we're not. One or the other. This will be my last trade, like I said. I just added another one. We are long 4 now. And I'll be taking 3 out at 30. We got to start pushing ES. Come on. SPY is hitting the VWAP. So if we can get squeezing right above that VWAP, it'll be a very nice push. If SPY gets above its VWAP, I'll be adding another one. Come on, don't fucking come back. Dollar's selling, which is good. Can't really afford a dip, so we gotta just start going. As long as we're above that 24, I'm not gonna give this too much wiggle room. It just has to go. It can't go lower before that 24. Can't go below 24. Fucking bear flag. What a prick. ES is starting to have a little bit of a pullback from that VWAP touch. Let me see. Hopefully it doesn't ruin my charts here. Give me a second. This is what I'm talking about. So you have the SPY hitting its VWAP right there. That's the white line that a lot of traders have. So people up here, they want to be taking shorts. Why? I don't know. Anyways, it works. A lot of traders, they have the line. So I put it on just so that, you know, I see what others are looking at. I don't trade off it because 90% of traders lose. And I mean, I trade level to level. So, and the dollar's kind of maybe rolling off that 21 EMA. So maybe if the dollar starts to push lower, maybe ES can start ripping back above its VWAP. And that's exactly why I do not short VWAP. 90% of traders lose money. Whereas me, on the other hand, I actually like to make money on my accounts, okay? I actually like it. I actually like it, okay? I like it. I want to take 3 out of 30 and I'm going to leave 2 running. What did I say? Oh my God. God damn it. It's just, come on. Fuck. Come on. I thought I had 5 for some reason. So no, I'm only going to be leaving a runner on. I just took 3 out of 30. Come on. You're going to tell me that shit is luck. Get the fuck out of here if you think that shit is luck. I've been talking about this crap here, about this 24 level holding. Come on. Come on. No way. What did I say about the VWAP? Traders want to short every single touch of VWAP, or they want to be buying a VWAP. That's what fucking 90% of traders do, and that's exactly why you don't do what they do. You do what they do, you lose. You do what the 10% do, which is buy level to level and actually know what the fuck they're doing, you will make money. Make sense? Yesterday I woke up aggressive. I had a red week and I just pretty much fucking nailed that trade. Why it's, oh my God, we got a runner. You see this? You take profit at the first goddamn level of resistance. I took 3 out here already. Okay, I am out 3. Now I have a runner. Okay, the runner, you let him be. He's the one who's gonna do the heavy lifting. The runner does the heavy lifting. Get it? Get it? Oh my God, come on. What the? Oh my God, this is too good. This is too good. I woke up today after having a red week and I'm like, I'm wondering only one thing this week. How much fucking money I'm gonna make on all these accounts this week. That's it. Whatever happened last week, that's last week's problem. Whatever happened 2 weeks ago, that's 2 weeks' problem. The only problem is the one that we have here today. It's still going. Come on. I talked about this level. Don't fucking tell me that you didn't know. This 24 had to hold. We push above. I did get in a little bit early here. Like I said, that was my mistake. I know better. I wanted to buy this area. And what did I say after I saw this setup? This is my setup. We have support. Resistance. We break above, dip below. Break above, dip below. We squeeze out of it. We downtrend all the way to back test that resistance. And then we do what? We put a trap. You see that wick? That's called nothing but a fucking trap, okay? You gotta nail this shit in your brain. When I saw this, I'm like, we're gonna rip. It's only a matter of time. We're gonna rip. So what did I do? I fucking add into this trade. I take 4 contracts. I add into the push. You take 3 out at the first resistance, because it doesn't matter how good of a trader you are or how good of a trade you have on your hands. You can fuck it all up by not taking profit. So simple. You take 3 at the first resistance and then you leave a runner. What you're seeing here is called a runner, and the runner is what's gonna do the rest of the work for you. But where does all this begin? Where does this push begin? From one of the 3 best setups and the only thing that you should be worried about and thinking all the time. This, the trap. I cannot talk about it enough because this is my cup of tea. This is the only way, in my opinion, to trade the market. How the fuck could I have known to buy there? Like, is it magical? Is there some magical soda or potion that you should drink? No. It's called the fucking trap. Memorize it or else you're going to be the one getting trapped. Look at this shit. By the time people buy this trend line break up here, I've been long since the bottom. Okay, I don't want to sound too overly excited, but just understand what I'm preaching. The trap was set here, so you're in after this trap, okay? My trading lets basically me enter after the trap's been set. Whereas if you're trading trend line breaks, you're trading and you're entering trades at the fucking top, okay? You're entering trades where it could potentially be getting denied. So the probability of winning up here, it becomes lower. Could it still rip higher? Absolutely. But what you need to understand is why we're not ripping just because we're breaking this trend line. We are ripping because we bounced from a support and we laid a trap at the support. That's why. This VWAP, which is what a lot of, pretty much 100% of traders have this thing on their charts, right? And they would have been shorting here because they think that below the VWAP we are weak. Okay, we're weak, my fucking ass. Okay, I'm saying bad words because you have to nail this trade. You have to nail this setup in your head, or else You're always going to miss out on this exact moves. Always. So stop missing them. Look at it. I'm still in this fucking trade. I'm still in it. What more do you want? What more do you want? I woke up bullish for a reason. Okay? I said the whole plan pre-market. I'm not even, never mind. I'm taking these out. I feel like I'm maybe even screaming, maybe. So that's why I'm taking them out. I'm still long, by the way. I am still long on my runner. Oh my God, this is beautiful. This is perfect. Perfect. We're still going. I'm already up over 1,000. It's crazy. We were down after taking that loss over here. I took like a $300 loss. So this is already over a $1,300 trade. We'll leave that thing be. We'll leave this runner. I will be taking this runner a little bit higher. We talked about this resistance earlier on the stream. If you were watching, this is that key level I have drawn up here. That 33 area, 35. Let's call it 34 to 36. It's a very vague area, right? But why is that resistance? Very simple. We break down below there. So today we could have some problem there, right? Very simple, like target, right? So we got to be careful here. We might want to consider taking that profit at 36. How many accounts I got LinkedIn? Unfortunately, I want to have more LinkedIn, but today my copy trading didn't do well. It started canceling my orders. I have no idea what it did. I have to adjust it. I don't know what happened to it, but I don't know. So I have this synchronized with a practice account just to kind of see how it reacts to pretty much all my orders. And since the first order I placed this morning, it rejected it. See, like order, buy it, and then like I don't know, it sold. The point is, I'm still in the testing phases of it. So first day was a success, second day not so good. So yeah, and I do not have any like more accounts. This is the parent company you're seeing. This is the only account I'm trading on right now. I do want to have more. Trust me, I wanted to have more, but they can't have a trade copier that is not working. It happens. It's okay. I mean, it is what it is. But I am okay with I'm okay with this is what I wanted to say. I was just looking at some targets, potential targets. I'm okay with not having it working right now because it's honestly better for me not to be trading or to see what's the problem, right? Because when I have my XFAs going, there can't be any problem. There isn't any margin for error. I don't want to have whatever potential issue I have set up right now that I haven't connected properly. I do not want to have any issues with my XFAs when it comes to it. So this is the testing phases on it. I would have liked to at least have multiple combines linked up to it, but they wouldn't have worked anyways. So the trade would have been the same, but it wouldn't have worked. So but yes, it's gonna get exciting. It's gonna get a whole lot more exciting in here. We are gonna be growing this crap. Okay, we are gonna be. Let me see if I can do something actually. What are that? This is my last trade. After this, I'll be leaving. I just want to see how much more this runner can pay, and if it just continues to push, well then I'm gonna just have to walk away and let it be. Yes, we are still long. We knew to be buying at that 24 level. We are gonna leave this baby running. Look at it. She's still pushing. This runner's still paying. This is why it's the best to manage trades like this, because now imagine, obviously we can pull back and then it can take it out for break even. That's fine. But worse, imagine this thing keeps on pushing. Do you understand what emotion I'm gonna be feeling at that point? You're gonna be feeling every possible emotion. FOMO, you're gonna want to chase, you're gonna want to be doing stupid things. So it's best to just let it be. It can cost me 287 on the account, but well, it won't cost me nothing. I'm just not taking profit, right? But it can also save me a shitload more money by not triggering me to having emotion into basically buying the top or doing stupid things to the top, right? So, did you catch that trade? Did you catch any of this? Did you catch anything that we just any of this move? I know you said you might have missed up here, right? Did you catch any of this bounce? How did you do? Let's hear it. Hey, that's good at least. You like it's about practicing, right? Like if you're still not um 100% in terms of everything, it's always good to paper trade. I'll do it sometimes too. I play trades just to see, like how I would have done. There's nothing wrong with it. That's in fact probably the best, especially when you're starting out. But it's very hard to paper trade when you're new because you want to just instantly go in the market and make money. It's very frustrating to see this push and you're like, "Oh my god, look at this. You could have been, making more money, right? Like real money." But it's never that easy. So you blew it. That's why you're on my paper. Oh man, you blew the. Oh, okay. If you had waited for that 24 level, that was I mean, not too much drawdown, right? Depending on how many contracts you got in long. I'll be curious to know what you did exactly, but hey, it happens. It's probably gonna continue to happen. Look at me. I've already since the last 2 weeks. I've done the same thing too, right? It's one of those things where it's like it can get frustrating, but over time you'll find your edge and you will find I guess you could say, yeah, you will feel more confident in everything that you're doing. But the beginning is rough. It is not easy. And if somebody tells you it's easy, they're lying to you. I'm still on this trade. The way it's consolidating, I think it's just going to continue to grind higher at this point, and it becomes the same simple setup. Same thing, rinse and repeat. This was the high, right? That was the high. We're attempting to break below with these wicks. We have to try to squeeze higher and then consolidate above 33 and continue to consolidate before we can continue higher. Yeah, do that. Yeah, link them together and then trade on the paper. You'll be passing those babies in like every 2 days. It's still going. Oh my gosh. It's still going. It's still going. The runner is already at 387. the runner. We already locked in 3. There's nothing for me to really do here, right? I mean, I do want to maybe consider taking it at 36 because then after that we might just consolidate the rest of the afternoon. But I mean, yeah, because sometimes if you don't fucking take the profit, these things are. I want you to see something here, okay? I'm not telling you to buy this. Okay, look at this though. You see this shape here? This little thingy-majiggy here? You see this? This thing is tight, compressed in this pattern. Typically, I said typically. I'm not saying it's gonna do it. This thing's about to rip. We're gonna squeeze higher. Whenever I see this, my spider sense is kind of going a little bit like going in my head. Boner candle, boner candle, boner candle. It's the boner candle indicator. I'm not saying it's gonna do it, okay? This is fucking this is high, all right? You're not gonna buy this high. Like if you're not in like how I'm in, unfortunately, I cannot say that, you know, this is a good buy. All I'm saying is that you see this 36 area that I talked about? We're hitting it. So it's very interesting to see that pattern shape up right before that resistance. So that's why if we do start boner candle out of this thing, it could get interesting. But hey, I'm not saying it's gonna do it. I'm not saying it's gonna do it. I'm just simply saying I'm already in the trade, and maybe I'm very long biased, obviously, right? Because I want the trade to continue higher. I'm just saying if it were to rip and give a nice boner candle, come on, that's screen time at best. Like that's how you start to recognize certain shit that, you know, like that doesn't even make sense, and it makes sense in my head. That is a beauty. If it starts the boner candle, again, I'm not buying it. I'm already long. I'm just simply saying that that requires a lot of screen time, and it requires screen time. Yeah. But if you see it, that's why I'm trying to maybe help you out by showing you, right? You see that? You see that? Look what's happening. A boner candle. You see that? You see what's happening? We're breaking above that resistance. Look at it. I told you. I told you. I told you. You see what I'm saying? It's screen time. Oh my God. This fucking day's beautiful. Oh my God. Everything's fucking working today. God damn it. I told you. What did I just say? My boner candle indicator was like, bing, 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 boner candle, boner fucking candle incoming. Look at it. It's the fucking boner candle. God. Oh my God. Boner candle. It's that boner candle indicator. Did you see that? Did you hear anything that I showed you? That pattern was congesting? Did you hear any of it? Hey, at least it's recorded. I'm not deleting it. I don't delete nothing. When I do bad, when I do good, it all stays up there. I'm just saying, come on. Come on, you fucking saw that. I told you right before it happened. That boner candle indicator in my head was like, bing, 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 fucking boner candle. What happens right after? Boom! It's screen time. I'm telling you, it's screen time that's gonna help you. Look at that. I told you, this shit, it's rinse and repeat. Look at this. When you see that, God, now I do want to take some profit though, because I know what happens after boner candles. It's going to find a new range, and then it's going to consolidate. Oh my God, this goddamn runner. Oh, baby. Oh, a little bit more, and then I can lock this shit out. Fuck. No way, this thing. Fuck. Where are the bears at? Okay, so now something else I want you to see, all right? Do you see how we're squeezing above that pivot with a boner candle? The probabilities of price basically pushing and hovering above here got higher. Now, do not claim victory just yet. This is what I normally see when things like this happen. We have to hold this pivot now. We need to consolidate in here. We do not want to necessarily just keep on running, right? But rather consolidate in this area. And that's the problem with leaving a runner, that now it might take fucking all day to just get to the next level. Because come on, we already just did a nice push, right? So But what I'm trying to say is that we could push higher. The odds of the market continuing to push higher and potentially reach those highs got bigger now. But if we were to break down below here right now after this boner candle, it's not going to be pretty. So if this boner candle, okay, gets broken down, which is very rare when it does happen, because fuck, I mean, it doesn't typically happen, but I'm just saying I have seen it also happen where if it were to break down, we are essentially looking at a failed breakout. So it'll be one of these. You see that type flag? If we were to break down below here, that's when the nice sell will come. And then we can be looking for a sell to the support. We're not going to be looking for a sell all the way down to the gap, but rather a sell back to retest the support. Simple. But that boner candle indicator, that's as good as you're going to get. And this thing might continue to rip. All right, I'm going to probably get out of this trade soon. Like I said, I was down, I think, on the day, like 200. When I first got in this trade, I'm already up over 1,000. I just want to see if we can maximize those profits to 1,500. Come on, a little bit more, and then I can get out of here. Let's get $1,500 on this combine. Fuck, why didn't my copy trading work? I should have been already on more. Let's push, yes, a little bit more. And you see why? Let this be a lesson that you sink in your head. Because of 2 bad days or 3 bad days, you do not change your whole strategy. My strategy is about buying the traps, buying the supports. Imagine today I woke up and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be looking for only shorts. It wouldn't have worked out. I would have gotten blown up. That's why you don't change your strategy from just simple 2 days of selling. It's stupid. All right. Look at that. Look at the hourly. Look at this shape. In order for traps to be laid, then there has to be some selling, or else you cannot sell the trap. Look at this core trend line I got drawn up here. Look at this. Fuck, this is gold. We break below, okay? And in a bigger scale, what does this shape look like? Come on, you have to have seen this shape by now. This shape here, you had to have seen it. Come on, this looks like a whole lot of every single dip. You see that? You see that dip? That V or that weird magical thingy looking like, it's the same shit as here, same thing. It's just a little bit different shape. You see this thing here? It's the same thing, okay? It's the same thing. They all come in different shapes and sizes, but nonetheless, they are all the same. See that trap? We push higher. Look at here. It's the same thing. It's just rinse and repeat. Same thing. It's the same thing. Correct. That V. Okay, that's on a big scale. And then when you look at it on a smaller scale, this is the tiny scale. And look at it. If we can go into a little bit of a medium scale, what does this look like to you? It's the same. Whoops. Memorize this, okay? This is the hourly. Big scale, right? Big scale. Look at the small scale. It looks the same crap. Different shapes, sizes. They're not going to be all equal and the same all the time. And then that's the medium scale on a 2-minute time frame. And then you have the original trap right at the bottom here of the support. Come on. Come on. The market is programmed. The market is rigged. See why I said I wanted to consider taking the profit up there? We are attempting to break. So we are breaking below this trend line. That is okay. I don't trade trend lines. I trade the levels. So my real must hold area is right here. This is the hold area that I'm talking about. Because right now we could just basically back test and bounce right back into the trend line. And this would be another trend line trap. If it happens, again, depending what happens, right? We got to react. We got to become reactors. Come on, I just want to get to this 1,500 mark. God damn it. So close. Now, If I add another one here just to see if on any pop back I can get to that 1500, my average from down here is going to be really shit. So I'm going to get pushed to like up here. But I'm looking at something here. The dollar's continuing to push higher. Again, I can do this because I'm in from the bottom. I am in from the bottom. I'm going to add one here. I just want to get to this $1,500. It has to hold here or it's going to break down and whatever. Come on, man. Get a nice little bounce just to even up here. I can lock in this 1,500 and I'll be out of here. Look at this. 15-minute chart. We break above. We are testing the low of this support that I had drawn up here. We have to hold or we will be selling. And that would be the opposite. You can see the V. Look at this. It's a very tight V, but that would be the opposite of that. Different shapes, different sizes, but nonetheless still the same trap to the upside. Come on. I'm adding another one. I just want to get the fuck out of here with 1,500 already. You see this here? We're bouncing right from the bottom of that box I got drawn up there. I just want to see the magical 1,500 on my account. And I'll be out of here. I'll be out of your way, yes. Then you can do whatever you want. Come on, ES. Come on, baby. Bounce from here. Don't come lower. We're just getting greedy at this point. Again, on an XFA, I wouldn't have done that. I would have left the runner on, but I just want to see if I can get this magical 1,500, and then that's it. Come on, hold this level. Hold it. Or she's going to break me even on the runner. I don't care. Doesn't matter. It was going to probably end up breaking me even anyways. I was just trying to I'm trying to expedite the process. Come on, let's get to that 1,500. Let's get to that 1,500. We are getting a little bit greedy here, but that's okay. I do think that we are going to bounce from here. Come on, just a little bit of a pop, baby. A little bit of a pop. Pop. Hold this area. Come on. Hold it, hold it, hold it. See that 15-minute candle at the top I got up here? This is that key level, right? We squeeze above it. We are either going to dump below it, and this will be a trap to the upside, opposite of what I'm looking for to the downside. Or we are going to basically bounce from here and then potentially head on higher. So if it doesn't want to be a trap to the upside, we must get a nice rebound from here. So that's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm watching. Just expedite this process, yes. Or you break me even, or you give me the full profit, and I'll be out of here. But I do not want to be here sitting on this thing all day. It's either going to hold and bounce from here, or it ain't. One or the other. Boom, 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 boom. How the fuck have I not hit 1,500 yet? Am I that zoomed in or what? Come on, man. Let's go. Push this garbage. Shit. God. Oh, come on. Don't do this. Just give me that 38. Oh, fuck. How big was that stop out I took before? Come on. Let's go, yes. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get that magical 1500 on the board. Yes, let's go. You know you're going to go there anyways. Might as well take me with you. Might as well take me with you. Come on, 38, 38, 38. SPY's hitting that pivot. You see what's happening on the bigger scale? Look at it. We are bouncing right from that support area on the 15-minute chart. Don't tell me I didn't tell you so. I said we're either going to bounce from here or we're going to dump from there. One or the other. So she's got to start bouncing from here so we can turn this area into support. Simple. Come on, don't do this. I think it's either gonna hold and go, or this thing is one of those things that I hope I don't even want to talk it out into existence. I don't want to talk it out into existence. Hurry up, yes. Come on. I want to take two out at 38.50. Even 39 could be a good target, actually, if we can get up there. Come on, yes. Come on, baby. Let's go a little bit more. Come on. This is on the runner now. I added the other two a little bit later. It happened, so... Holy shit, though. This is taking a whole lot longer than I thought. I don't know. Are these numbers okay, or mine not okay? See this? You see this candle? Fine. I'll talk it out just because I'm on the stream. Okay, but these candles sometimes are not as pretty as people might think they are. You see this candle, how we bounce from this support, and then we have like no wick, no nothing. This, like I talked about, I'm like, I don't want to talk it out into existence, okay? But whatever, I'll do it for the stream. So over here, you have this trend line break, right? You see how we break above it, and then we are now testing. This thing has to start rebounding from here pretty quickly, or else oftentimes I've noticed these candles, for whatever reason, sometimes they can indicate some weakness in the move. They're like, I know, obviously, look at it. It doesn't look weak at all, does it? But sometimes it's kind of, that's what I'm saying. It's screen time and pattern recognition is what helps a lot when you're to manage a trade, in my opinion. But again, I don't want to just trade off one candle, but sometimes I have noticed that if we do not rebound quickly, well, then price can probably continue lower. That's what I'm saying, that trade management is one of the key things that unfortunately sometimes I overlook and I overmanage, because I should just be with a runner, right? But I just want to get this thing up to 1500 on the day, which is the max I can make. So at this point, it's all greed, right? With my XFAs, I would have not done that at all, but because I would have just left it on all day, right? My stop was somewhere, I don't remember where it was now, but it was somewhere here. I would have just left it on all day. There was nothing for me to do. I would have walked away already. I would have been doing something else. I would have not been here. But for the sake of the stream and the sake of the greed and the sake of the combine, I just want to get to that 1500 level. But understand what I'm trying to say. Simple. I would have not done this. Come on. It's so close to that 1500. I even added 2 more contracts just to get to that 1500, and it hasn't really moved from where I added. You can see I added 2 of them right here. We're right still at the same thing. God damn it. Come on, yes, just give it one more push. The dollar's starting to push. So gotta be a little bit careful because it could pull back. I might just lock it in. I don't really know if I have patience for this anymore. You can see that dollar starting to push above its pivot. This was a beautiful call on that boner candle indicator. Right now, like I said, it's kind of it's one of those things where I think she needs to consolidate, and I don't want it to consolidate any lower. So if it does come back to break me even on those 3 contracts, that's okay. I'm okay with it. But I do still lean to the upside, like I said. Just these candles here, they kind of sometimes worry me because these candles sometimes they're weak candles and then market pulls back. Sometimes. Don't trade off the candles again. Today we are very in a good uptrend, right? So obviously we want to hold supports. Come on, a little bit more. Yes, 5. Just 3 points. Come on, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Oh, don't do this. Pero nunca. Come on, take out 2 at 38.50. Take out 2 at 38.50. I don't know, I might just take it all out, to be honest. I'm not liking this. Yeah, I might just do it. Just lock it in. See what I'm saying? It's like, fuck. You gotta hold to this. But you see what I'm saying? Look, it's happening. Look at this. For the sake of the stream, I'm gonna talk about it. Like I said, I didn't really want to talk about it into existence, but I hope that you are learning something, because this thing is as good as it gets. You see, we bounced from support, and this candle, like this candle right here, you see how we attempt to break above, we break below. Now the opposite. So basically, once we break below here, this thing might start to reverse. It's a weak. It's this candle, even though it looks very bullish, it can trap and trick you. So if it starts breaking lower right here, right now, I mean, I wouldn't have shorted. I would have not shorted this. I'm simply stating that, you know, like it's one of those things where even though the candle looks super bullish, it's a tricky candle for me to kind of play. If that makes sense. So I just hope that this continues to hold. We cannot dip below. Does it make sense? And then now we are building this kind of trend, right? This one. And as long as we continue to hold this area here, we can consolidate, make price tight, and then push higher. If we cannot, well, then this would have been a nice candle to tell us that we were weak at that point. Oh my gosh, what's happening? They're buying this thing. Give me that 38. I think I'm going to take it out. If we know. I found this song recently. I've been into this song. It's cool. But see what I mean? Just for the sake of the stream, I talked it out. I talked it into existence. I didn't want to do it, but it happens. But you can see this here, right? This candle here is kind of that signal. in my opinion, to me. I hope that maybe you caught that as well. I think it's good knowledge altogether. I just broke even on that last one. It's okay. We're still up. Still up 900. I didn't take profit on it. That's okay. There's definitely a lot worse things. Like if this thing reverses right here, right now. But anyways, so I'm done for now. I hope that maybe whatever little bit of knowledge I can give you, you can take with you, implement with you, and yeah, become a better trader. How about you almost passed the combine? I didn't even read that. So this is a new one. The other ones, like I said last week, I did get stopped out on those two, so not the best. We're starting off in the right step with this one. We're up 1,000 on it, but this was a fresh combine off the bat. Yeah. So we're still in this freaking combine situation, but hopefully we can get out of that this week. I'm gonna be a whole lot more disciplined this week, and yeah, not taking heavy losses or unnecessary losses. So yeah, so I'm done for now. It was good trading session for me. I can take a lot of good with this, especially coming from a red week. So again, I hope that maybe you did pick up on something. Whatever I could have helped out with, I'm happy with that. But this thing was probably always going to bounce from there. It just decided to go take me out before it can continue higher. It's always like that the case. Oh my God, look at that. It is going to rip right after taking me out. Oh well. Anyways, I'm gonna go. Good trade. Amazing trading. Ciao. Take care. Don't overtrade. All right. We did a whole lot of 3 trading today. 3 trades. So not bad. Not bad. Wow. This thing just ripped right after taking me out. All right. So take care. Thank you for watching. And I hope you learned something. Look at that. It's squeezing now, isn't it? Oh my goodness. God damn it. All right. Ciao. Stay with the trend. Trend is pointing higher. Fuck me. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? This thing just stopped me out. Well, it broke even on those contracts I had, and now it's looking like it's gonna rip. Fudge. Anyways, all right. Take care, and don't overtrade.